Well, that was wasted potential.
You need to learn to be a little more cutthroat.
Well, when I was possessed, I cut some throats. No, really. I was possessed.
What's happening, Internet? Lee here. Just watched a movie called Ava's Possessions. Ava's Possessions is a movie directed and written by Jordan Galland and stars Louisa Krause as Ava, a girl who has been recently exorcised and is now trying to pick up the pieces of her life by, regaining lost memories and figuring out how she became possessed in the first place. And in this movie, demonic possession is treated very much like drug addiction, so she's forced to go to Spirit Possession Anonymous, and that's a very clever concept. Shame this movie did nothing with it. This movie is supposed to be a dark comedy, but the problem is it's not sure if it wants to be taken seriously or not. And as a result, you're left with this strange in-between that's neither the artsy indie film it wants to be or the black comedy it wants to be. So it wants to be both, but you're just left with something in between that's neither this or that. From a technical standpoint, this movie is excellent. The acting is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Louisa Krause is actually very good. Direction is gorgeous. This movie is beautiful to look at. The color scheme is absolutely great. It's just so many neons and just bright, vibrant colors, and I love that. So you would think that with, really strong direction and really strong acting, this movie would be good, but it's not, because the script is so weak that it leaves you with almost nothing. And the soundtrack is excellent. The soundtrack is great and atmospheric and really just adds to this whole eerie, just surreal nature of the film. The cinematography is gorgeous. The editing is fine. There's some really, really, really cool camera work in there that I love. But past that, it's just... it falls so flat because every joke and every portrayal of something that could be very funny is just delivered so poorly and it's treated so seriously, and it strips itself of any potential humor it could have by not committing to the absurdity and the hilarity of the subject matter. And as a result, you're just left with this very bland movie that doesn't know really what it wants to be. It's not the artsy indie horror film it wants to be, but it's not the quirky black comedy it wants to be either. You're just left with these people saying really things that could be really funny, but they're saying them so seriously that they're just not funny. And at the end of the day, that's really the biggest crime this movie commits. It tries to be taken seriously when it shouldn't be. The premise is genius. It could have been a very, very cute, funny film, but it ends up just being bland and kind of forgettable because there's nothing about it that's super memorable at all. It's just leaves you kind of feeling... Guys, Ava's Possessions is a gorgeously directed film. It's a very well-made film technically, but it has no substance to it, and I'm going to give this movie a C. That's that. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. August is a big month for horror this year. Just keep watching, guys. As always, thank you so much for, staying in tune with our crazy antics. And don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. And once again, thank you so much. See you soon.
You're not supposed to be drinking.
Haven't you heard I can handle my spirits?